Well, both.
Okay.
Both. We have, part of our mission, for those of you who don't know, part of our mission is for the pilots to learn how to land an aircraft carrier. And they have to also learn how to land it at night. So we have the capability of turning all the lights off. And I wish if I had known, I would have brought the little film clip that actually shows people landing at night. We can simulate that on the base. Turn off all the base lights, and then we have lights on the end of the runway that look exactly like what the pilot sees on an aircraft carrier. And for that to be realistic, the area around us needs to be very dark, because out in the ocean at night, there's nothing. There's no horizon, there's no sky, it's just black. And so light is a big issue, because once, if there's too much light around, then it's not a training exercise. It's not what he's really going to see, and that's what the pilots want.
Is vehicular traffic on Forrester Road currently kind of
They
a
can
problem?
see it, yeah. It is. They can, it's right at the edge of the turn that these guys use to go in.
How about
So
Huff Road on the other side? Is Huff Road far enough west that it doesn't get into?
that's generally not the direction we come in. About 90% of our flights we land to the west. So when they're doing their approach, it's on the east end of the runway looking to the west. And Huff Road is not very well, not heavily traveled enough to make a difference. But if it became heavily traveled, you can see that's the pattern that they fly as they come in, and then they loop back around, and of course on the wind. But generally, about 90% of them are to the west.
But Forrester we think Forrester is more critical, because Forrester's when they're on approach, whereas Huff, they're climbing out.
Generally, that's true.
Because this is another alternative, is if traffic from the border to 8 might be coming up Drew, Huff could be another route from 8 to 10 or to 86 somehow that doesn't maybe have the same impact on the base. And Forrester stays a local route, ag route, farm equipment. So.
Yeah, the problem, the second part of your question was development. And development is fine as long as it's, our term is compatible development. And the problem with improving Forrester or Huff or any of these is what kind of development does it attract? Right now, we're absolutely perfect. I mean, we're the most ideal situation we could want as far as no development around, and it's dark, and there's no people that we're going to land airplanes on their houses or any of that. So it's absolutely ideal. We improve Forrester, and this is of course the Navy's concern, is now that the next thing you know, somebody, we've got a great road here, let's build a mall right next to it. People can access it right away. We'll build a nice off ramp from 8, and boom, boom, and we got it. And then all of a sudden now we're in the situation of San Diego or
that's too popular.
well, maybe a mall with a bad example. Yeah, a big, an office complex or a housing development. If it's easy for people to jump on, let's say, pipe dream comes up and somebody actually does run a train to San Diego, and somebody says, hey, I live out in the Imperial Valley, just 5 minutes to the train stop and I'm gone. Well, I don't want to come all the way. So that's our concern, is controlling the development west of Austin Road. Improving Forrester just increases the pressure to develop west of Austin Road. So that's the official standpoint of the Navy.
And I think all the citizens, the majority of the citizens, want to leave the air base like it is and don't infringe on it. At least I don't. I think that's the way most of the people living in the valley.
I agree.
Don't you?
I think it's pretty, the base's economic impact is pretty widely respected, and it'd be a mistake to
If you're a big
threaten it.
ancient easement, then you're pretty loud.
Well, and that's the other concern is Forrester is also right at the shoulder, what we call the shoulder of our noise contours. And at that point, it's pretty loud on that Forrester. And right now, there's a few rabbits, and that's the only thing that we're disturbing, really. But now, if improving Forrester attracts development, now we're disturbing those people who are now within that development area.
But I would think, sort of buyer beware, if you live in Point Loma, you're gonna hear airplanes.
That's what we all say until it occurs, and then I can show you pictures of, bases that have been closed because people moved right next door.
Right?
And the base has been there since 1940 or whatever, and 25.
Yeah, but military base is such an arbitrary political thing, though, at the same time. It's about who's pulling the political strings.
I mean, we enjoy the support we have in the county right now, and we wish to continue that.
I think the majority of people here feel the same way.
Scott's from Hawaii, and there it's like a third of the population on Oahu is supported by military bases. So, and
And
that's
they
whole
still
services
shut down
too.
Barbers Point, or whatever the missile
Maybe had enough.
We have enough of it.
I've been racking my brains for the last few minutes trying to figure out, we increase the amount of trucks, amount of trips on Forrester, affecting that landing, which you're talking about. I don't know how, because even if we had a wall, it doesn't matter because they're coming from the sky down onto the landing area, and a wall won't do anything.
No, I was being facetious.
No, but I'm thinking through it.
It's built underground, and then we have no problem. You can make it as wide as you want.
So, and so to support your idea, that's why you should encourage traffic, especially truck traffic, to take 111.
Right.
And because that's going to be
But it doesn't really matter whether it's trucks or vehicles.
When's the Brawley bypass
No.
going to be finished?
It just,
When's the Brawley bypass going to be finished?
it's the pressure that an increased flow brings with it. It's not the flow itself necessarily. The pilot's going to adjust to that is when the truck stops and the 7-Elevens and all that other stuff. But now it's a very attractive intersection, set series of intersections that we've just now improved, and that's what the concern is. What does it attract, not necessarily the flow itself.
But the travelers don't like intersections. I mean, like, I know for myself. That's why I take Forrester Road myself, and avoid 111 or avoid 86. But it's north-south between Forrester and 111 that I think needs improvement as well. But that's something else. Sorry.
Right, we would have lesser of concern if, for example, Forrester between, say, Evan Hughes and Worthington was just, a highway with limited access or no access. Because then that wouldn't spur development. But that's not what we're talking about here.
We're talking about these
You're right. An intersection every mile or an intersection every 2 miles. And so in between that range, you're talking 2 or 3 or potentially 4 intersections of now much. Put it this way, you put a 2 lanes each direction, and then Worthington comes in, and it's going to improve up to maybe 2 or 3 lanes each direction. I'm putting a gas station there, baby. That's a flow. Well, I know we're best friends, so that's no problem. But you can see what the developer looks like, what he sees. And believe me, I know my brother. That's what he does up in Santa Rosa. He sees that. And says, "Oh, look at that! There's an empty parcel of land that has a lot of traffic flowing right by it." We're working on it.
Looking at your presentation, I looked at the level of service that you guys have, and I noticed that your level of service is B, and then the worst case is C. From personal experience, traveling that way, I don't believe these are the current level of services. What kind of information did you, how did you determine the level of service? Did you guys use typical methods, like counters?
Oh, yeah. The question is, the level of service that we developed during the AM and PM peak hours, as well as the roadway segments, what was the methodology in determining that? And we actually went out there and had people sitting at the intersections.
You had visual counters, you didn't have actually the
Oh,
digital.